All right. Let me check, make sure we're off there. We're live. Yes, we are live. Just waiting for good old YouTube to catch up. There it is. Okay. All right. Welcome live from the Crossroads of America, talk show about guns, politics, or anything else that crosses my mind. For answer questions, just type them in the chat box, and we'll see if we can get them answered. You can email me at rickslifeasiseeit at gmail.com or spottedrick at gmail.com. As I said, we are broadcasting on gun channels and YouTube. I have a Patreon page, and I do appreciate your support for the ones that do it. And I have a Spreadshirt page as well. And the audio files from all these podcasts go up on Podbean, iTunes, and Stitcher normally within the first 24 hours. So, saying that, also, if anybody wants to join the panel, let me make sure I put it in there. The link is on the Gun Channels page. And so without any further ado, Gun Loving Grandpa's joined us on YouTube. There's not many people around this afternoon. So, well, being Mother's Day weekend, maybe not. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let me introduce my panel. We'll start with the first one that shows up for me. It's David, the Kingpin Bowling. How you doing, David?
Hey Rick, how are you this afternoon?
Not too bad, not too bad. Oh, people are starting to show up. We got Ozzy, Rich White, and we got Sean and Ohio 45 on Gun Channels. And we got David Bowling over there. Rich White's over there. Rich White is over on YouTube as well. Okay, we're doing okay here. So, anyway, the next one is the forklift guy. How you doing?
Doing all right. I'm in typical Michigan construction season traffic on Interstate 75.
Yeah, rather you than me. Then we got the one and only from New York, Blind Shooter.
Hey Rick, how you doing?
All right, not too bad. Well, as my title says, what are we going to talk about? You've got any ideas? I got some. You know, it's to me, one of the highlights. I wouldn't call it is that highlight? It's not a highlight, but the Colorado shooting. I'm not going to go into big details on that, but was when they had that Virgil. Was that the correct word? You know, that evening for the kid that died. The old politicians got up there and started spouting. That's the word, yeah. Started spewing that gun control stuff, and they all walked out, which I thought was pretty good. You know,
that's the only way things are ever going to change. Is when the people say, "I've had enough," and if those kids would have just sat there and listened to it, and then later on went and complained about it or posted or said what jerks they are, nothing would ever change. But all those kids standing up and walking out, that was a powerful visual effect. And that's how things will change, is when you say, I've had enough and I'm not taking it anymore.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Now, I'm not saying, it's what they showed. That they might agree with gun control, but they didn't want to hear it right then and there. You know what I'm saying? But from our point of view, the Second Amendment, I thought it was great. You know?
So either they're saying that we're sick of gun control being the thing that costs us our lives, or we're sick of our friends getting killed being a soapbox for you to push your agenda. Either way,
what it was. It was more of that. You know.
Yeah, because there's a certain amount of respect for the dead and respect for the survivors or the family left behind, and then there's just pissing on somebody's grave. I thought all those kids that went to that high school in Florida that wanted to jump in front of the camera and play victim were pissing on their friends' graves. So, it is a powerful statement when something like that happens.
It is. Oh yeah, I mean down there in Florida, David Hogg and his what you call it, the lesbian girlfriend, and they are trying to get their 15 minutes of fame off of the dead kids from that school. You know, that's all there is to it. You know, they weren't victims. He wasn't a victim. He was in a different part of the school totally. Ran home, got his bike, and came back. You know what I'm saying? He thought, "Here's my chance to be famous." You know, no, I got no time for him. Really. No. Anybody else got any thoughts on that?
To me, it's all just one big PR stunt.
What the politicians getting up there doing their stuff?
Yep.
Well, look what they did. Look what that Scott Israel dirtbag did to Marco Rubio, who is a dirtbag in his own right, and then Dana Loesch, who's a dirtbag in her own right. But they set him up. They brought him out there. They told him that this is what's going to happen. This is the kind of town hall meeting we're going to have. Lied to him the whole way, and as soon as they got him out on stage, they unleashed the fury on him. And that's exactly all they ever do. They don't care about those kids being dead one bit.
No, they don't. They don't. And I actually thought, you're right. They didn't care one bit. I mean, yeah, I saw that town hall and it was but that sheriff he hasn't been fired, but he's been suspended for months now. You know, so I think they're going to fire him, but I know he's under suspension. He has been for a few months. Because I typed his name in to see what was going on because I ain't heard about him for a while. So, yeah. Oh, going back to sheriffs and all that. California and the 1,000 weapons seized from that gun dealer in that house. You know? And they let him out on $50,000 bond, and people are going apeshit. Like, only $50,000? But here's my question to you guys. Right? How does the law work? The way I read the news story, and it says he was released on a $50,000 bond, but he was not charged. So why does he have to pay a bond if there's nothing there? He's not being held accountable for anything.
Because it's guilty until proven innocent. That's what bail is all about. If innocent until proven guilty was really a thing, bail wouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, I thought, well, he's got to prove a $50,000 bail, but he hasn't been charged. I thought, that didn't ring right in my head.
You said you read the article. I haven't read a drop about it. I've seen a couple clips on the news and then heard some people in the chats talking about it. What did he actually do? Is he a gun runner or drug dealer?
He was manufacturing firearms and selling them that were not legal to sell in California.
Okay.
It wasn't so much to do with the amount of guns he had. He was manufacturing certain guns and selling them. That's what I read. But
and you're correct.
All these guns.
And you're correct, but see, the whole thing is, look at all the news reports. What are they telling and showing you? Law enforcement arrested a guy and they confiscated over 100 guns. So the media is
1,000 guns.
Yeah. So the media is just pumping the narrative of, got to get the guns out of all these crazy people.
Yeah.
When in reality, he probably did nothing wrong.
Yeah. I noticed, though, early on when it first happened, they showed the picture with all the rifles laying on the that tarp or blanket, whatever it was. Then they had
the standard photo they always take when shit like this happens.
Then there was a picture of a pickup truck behind it with all these empty rifle boxes. So they took all this stuff, these firearms out of the boxes, threw them in a big pile to make it look better for the TV camera.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying, damaging all that equipment by throwing on, getting it scratched up and shit like that. I thought, you bastards. You know, but what are they going to do? They seized it. What are they going to do? Send it all to Benchmade to get it chopped up?
No, they're going to keep it for themselves. Oh, it accidentally on purpose fell out the back of the squad car.
Oh yeah,
going back to
I
station.
reckon some of the. I reckon because there was loads of handguns too.
Mhm.
I'm sure some of them are going to disappear before they go to wherever they're meant to.
No. The federal government's going to seize them for Fast and Furious 2. Oh, wait, that was a movie.
Yeah.
No,
I
that's
see.
exactly what they're going to do with them. They're going to seize them, and they're either going to sell them to some third world African country, or they're going to chop them up, or have an estate sale of some sort, a police auction.
You think so? I think
Sure,
they're going to chop them up.
Well, yeah, some of them are going to get chopped up for sure, but if
Yeah.
they can make money out of it, they're damn sure going to make money out of it.
Yeah. Oh, Sean Connery's over there on gun channels. No, he's on YouTube right now. Send them to the Venezuela people. Oh yeah. Oh, I haven't read the whole article, but I see Brazil's eased up on gun control. I think they're seeing what's happening in Venezuela. They don't want it to happen in Brazil. But I don't know. It's a strange one. What else I was going to? I found this article earlier in the week, and I really haven't chased it up to see what happened. But what was it? Was it in 2017? I can't think of the kid's name now. I didn't write his name down. I'm bad at this. I write the article down, but I don't write all the details. Where there was I think it was a mass shooting, a school shooting. No, I think it was just a plain mass shooting. I think, but the Texas bartender was arrested for serving him alcohol. He was actually, that they should have cut him off, and she didn't. So she was arrested for serving him. I mean, I know they're licensed and they're meant to cut people off, but I think that's a bit extreme.
They didn't. What happens with the bartenders is that your bartenders are legally liable to not overserve. And if you get drunk at John's liquor store, John's bar, and go out and crash your car, the first thing they're going to say to the guys, "Where were you at?" And I was at John's bar drinking. They're going to John's bar and they're going to start asking questions. And once they can determine that the person was overserved, they're going to smash a fine on the liquor store and the bartender.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I didn't read details. So, like, they're arrested the bartender for this. Now, they're just going to get charged with, serving somebody when they shouldn't have, or is she going to be charged like an accessory to the mass shooting?
Now, as far as I understand, she can't be charged with an accessory to the shooting, but she'll definitely be charged with overserving.
Okay, all right. I said, even though some laws I find strange still, that don't make sense to me. But okay, Oh, unknown users in the house. How you doing? I'm waiting for a few more. Oh, yes. Might as well do it now. Is the quiz from last week or 2 weeks ago? I got a few people that answered. It was for this whole stew of there's patches in here, stickers, gun oil, all kinds of goodies. And the question was, anybody know where what's called it is today? Patriot? I'm just curious.
He's about an hour north of me right now. You want me to turn left and go get him?
Yeah. All right. The question for last week's quiz was, in the 1981 sci-fi movie Outland, Sean Connery played Marshal William T. O'Neill in the mining colony on Jupiter's moon. What was his issued firearm? And the answer was a sawed-off Browning 2000 shotgun. That question was supplied by John Brown Productions.
Yeah, but the true question is, did he have an NFA stamp for the sawed-off shotgun?
I don't think he needed it on Jupiter. You know. So what I'm saying is, if anybody's got any questions they want I can use, send them to me. But anyway, let me go back to picking my random picker website here. All the names are in, and let me hit draw. Oh no, not again. The winner is it? Yeah, unknown user is the winner. He won again. I'm going to have to put him on the blacklist.
Rigged!
It's got to be rigged. It's rigged. You've gone in and tampered with the code on that
Russian collusion.
That's what I was about to say.
What you're going to have to do, Rick, is get a plaque with a gold question mark and hang it on your wall back there, and he'll just be on the wall of fame.
Yes. Yeah.
I demand an immediate investigation into this.
Yeah.
No matter what facts you find, the outcome is he's guilty.
That's right.
I demand an immediate investigation after the investigation because the first investigation wasn't good enough.
You're right. And everybody's going to be subpoenaed too.
Well, that means you're in trouble then, Rick, since it's your
Okay,
giveaway.
wrote down his name for don't forget. Said hashtag rigged Russian user. Yeah, I think they've tapped into my website. I use as my thing for my random selection and rigged it. Yeah, I mean, mind you, he does say here the secret to winning is entering, because the odds are really good on my ones. Because what? I mean, I might get anywhere from 5 to 7 people answer. So your odds are damn good. If you enter every week, your odds are damn good to win at least once a month. So there we go. I will give the next question out to next week's quiz in a little while. I'll keep you all in suspense to keep you here, so you don't all run off and leave me. So, all right. Has anybody got anything else they want to bring up, talk about?
I was kind of curious. Squib had mentioned that the GOA said that they were full up and weren't accepting members.
Now, this was, that was about 20 years ago, I think he told me. Was it the GOA or the Second Amendment Foundation, Squib?
That's just it. I can't remember which one of the two it was. It was so long ago, and these back in the early 2000s, if it was NRA or nothing, the other organizations were around, but nobody knew who the heck they were. As a matter of fact, they weren't even on anybody's radar until about 2 years ago or less. And okay, so there might be some people out there who don't know. I've been into guns for a while. I didn't just do this after Sandy Hook like everybody else. So I was getting more and more involved in gun rights and trying to get more into like competitive shooting and all kinds of stuff. I was trying to join additional gun rights organizations. I was a member of the Michigan Coalition for Responsible Gun Owners, and I had been an NRA member for a few years, and I said, I think I should join something else. So I found out about the 2AF or the GOA. I just can't remember which one it was. And I contacted them, and they said, I'm sorry, we're not accepting new members at this moment, or at this time. And I thought that was kind of bogus. I'm like, here I am trying to give you my money and join the organization because I believe in the fight. And, and I'm sure somebody out there is going to go, that never happened. It's like, hey, dude, you know what? I don't know what to tell you. It happened. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm not a member of them today or that I'm holding a grudge, because I'm not holding a grudge. But there's a lot of things that have gone on with gun rights that if you just got into the fight, your perspective is from the day you started, not from the past. And if you're going off what somebody's saying, including myself, you've got to trust us that our opinion's not going to be biased or have some inaccuracies or anything else like that. Like when people start flipping out over the Hughes Amendment and Nix and all this other stuff, and it's like you don't know the absolute total story. So Yeah, we were just talking in the off air before the show went on, and I was saying how I tried to join one of those organizations because I've been about being a part of more than one organization for a while. But if somebody else doesn't, they don't have the money or they just don't feel like joining, I'm not going to blast them because they're not a member of more than one. I just encourage it. That's all.
Now, do you think that they weren't accepting any more members because they just structurally couldn't take any more members, or do you think it was because they were trying to be super picky about who they let in?
I got the indication that they were being super picky. It's kind of like is it USAA? I think it is. It's the insurance and all that other stuff for veterans. They have all these commercials, and they sound like they're just fantastic organization for veterans. They don't accept all veterans. They're very snooty and very picky. And if you don't meet certain criteria, and I'm not talking about a dishonorable discharge or something like that. I'm talking about even somebody who's a decorated, war hero may not get accepted into USAA. So it's some organizations get like that, and maybe things change. The VFW was like that for a while. They wouldn't accept Vietnam veterans until enough World War II veterans started dying off that they're like, oh crap, we better let these NAMIs in because nobody's going to be around to pay our bills. So, and I don't know if that was the case with this organization back around 2000, 2001, if they were just being snooty and, somebody got in there and goes, don't turn anybody down. We need the money. I can't say for sure. I didn't follow up on it because I was just like, well, screw you then,
Yeah. I'm laughing on that, and I'm laughing at something else. Ohio 45 put in the chat there, save postage and send today's prize and next week's prize to unknown user. He's not going to win next week. He's not going to win.
And the answer to next week's question is unknown user.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see. But I know what I wanted to talk about. I was reading an article on Ammo Land, and I found it quite interesting. I mean, I knew, we're talking about the what in the hell did I do with it? Hit the wrong button. Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. That, the 1934 NFA, thing. FDR, why people love him, I do not know. He wasn't that great. His actual, when that was first introduced, it was, hang on, I read it here somewhere. I mean, they were using it as a thing. I mean, the Dems are still doing the same thing now, 80 years later, to disarm the criminals from machine guns. But the definition, here you go, the definition of a machine gun, this is how it was originally worded. The definition of a machine gun originally included any semi-automatic firearm that could hold 12 rounds or more. Basically, any semi-automatic with a magazine. And in the barrel length restrictions, and lots of generic rifles also got tagged. All pistols and revolvers would have been banned or taxed out of existence. Then, like they have that $200 fee. But in 1934, it was $200 even back then. But in today's equivalent, that'd be $3,700. That's what it was, So they were trying.
Handguns were originally on it because handguns back then and handguns today is still the weapon of choice for the criminal.
Yeah.
And they were trying to find a way to disarm the criminals, and the handguns got taken off like at the last minute. That would have been a big mess if they had put handguns on there. The thing is, though, it didn't stop criminals. And if you look at the big name brand criminals like Bonnie and Clyde and Machine Gun Kelly and all these other, they got their guns from prisons and police. They didn't go down to the hardware store and buy a Tommy gun, which you could do back then. They stole them from law enforcement and prisons. So these people back then writing these laws were just as ignorant as the people today, and not going, how are they actually obtaining their weapons? And nothing's really changed. The law didn't do anything to stifle crime, and the crime came from the bad economy at the time. Well, the laws today don't do anything to stifle crime, and the crime comes from these, bad inner cities and some of the other societal things that are going on today. Not necessarily the economy. The economy is great, but that's just it. Instead of trying to fix the problem, the root cause, that's way too much work. We'll blame it on something else and come up with laws that sound good, but don't do anything except affect you and I. The criminals are like, yes, so what?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you think about it, like when old Senator Feinstein always pulls out her dusts off her assault weapons ban. That the things she throws out there are so broad it includes 1911s. So it's the same old thing. Here you go. This is what I like about this article. Gun control has never been about saving lives. It is the last unfulfilled dream of the Roosevelt administration. Then as now, the Democrat strategy is to lie, use fear and scare tactics with the help of the supportive media. And that's how
Who's building a house in the background?
I don't know. I thought that was coming from you.
I thought it was coming from you.
No. Hey, I've got a brand new chair. It doesn't even squeak. And it's even got a little headrest pillow here. I can take a sleep on it.
Oh, here we go. He's going to chat nap in his own chat. I find it interesting, though, that you point out the Roosevelt era politics.
Hasn't changed. They want to be the Democrats are still trying to do the same thing, disarm us all. Anyway, the only thing I don't like about my new chair, I didn't realize it when I ordered it, was the actual arms on the chair weren't as long as my other one. It didn't come out as far, so I'm trying to get used to it. It's kind of strange. But it's a nice chair, though. But anyway, let's see how long this one lasts before my fat ass breaks it. So, okay, what's next? Anybody else got anything they want to talk about? Come on, don't leave me hanging here. Everybody's leaving me hanging. That's what I thought,
I told you why I don't want to bring up any subjects.
Let's bring them up. Let me lose some subscribers. Come on, bring them up.
All right, don't worry about pissing people off. You can't please everybody.
That's right.
That's just it. I really don't, because I was writing an opening for a script on a speaking squibbish, and the original went like this. I've been working on this for a while, and lately I run into writer's block, so I decided to throw some comments out there and see if I got anything back, like fishing, right? You're casting a reel, just seeing what sort of, and the reaction I got from a few people was negative, and I decided that I'm not going to finish and publish this speaking squibbish. And I looked at it and I'm going, what the hell is this? This isn't me. I don't go, oh, I'm sorry. I might have hurt somebody's feelings. I just won't do it. I'm like, scribble. So then I'm like, no, wait. I should lead with that. I should be like, all right, I was going to do this. And then I've been dragging my heels on it. And then I finally said, I need some inspiration. So I threw some stuff out there. I got a little bit of negative pushback. It bothered me. So I decided not to do it. Oh, no, I'm sorry. You must be thinking of somebody else. I am going to do this. So I was going to try to do an intro like that to it. So I really don't know, but I don't know. Have any of you guys ever tried to fish for ideas for a show topic by just throwing something out there randomly during somebody else's show just to see what would happen?
Oh, yeah, I do that all the time during the week. I throw stuff out there trying to get their response to it. to see if it's worth talking about.
Does the reaction help you determine whether or not it's worthwhile to talk about, or does it, or you were going to talk about it anyhow, but now you've got kind of a, I don't know, a format for it, or I mean, what do you get out of that?
I get out, as you said, if it's a topic worth talking about. I don't mind if it's negative, but if I'm not getting much feedback on it, then I normally won't use it. I don't care if it's negative feedback, as long as I get something back. Can you guys?
And I kind of don't either. And when I stop to think about it, and I start going, you know, oh, maybe I shouldn't. It's gonna. And I'm like, no, wait, that's not me. And it's not like I'm out there rubbing my hands together going, I'm going to intentionally mess with somebody. No, you know, I mean, we're teasing each other and joking around, yeah, but not like serious. You know, it's just, I know that no matter what, somebody out there is going to say something that rubs me the wrong way, and I'm going to do it too. Maybe I have a tendency to do it more, but it's not like I'm out there just going, man, who can I get today? Now, there are some people in our community, I'm not going to mention any names because they're not on this show right now, that do that. They are out there, they are trolling, but they're trolling, I don't know how to explain it. They're part of the community, but they're trolling for just to try to get a rise out of you. They're not really trolling because they're just stopping in, you know, making their mess and then leaving, like somebody who isn't really, you know, in the community, who doesn't normally watch the shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a few people that like to pick the scab. I mean,
So I got a question then.
Okay.
If it's pretty well understood that you can't please everybody, is it the same understanding that you can't piss everybody off? Because I think that you can't please everybody, but you sure can piss everybody off.
yeah, I was gonna say, when you say it like that, man, it's like, oh, challenge accepted. I guess I'm the troll.
Well, yeah.
No, but it seems kind of.
Yeah, I mean, like the people who watch this show and my Wednesday show, I know I can put out some stuff there that they don't agree with, but they listen to me because I guess they like what I'm saying and what you guys are saying here on the panel. So, I mean, if I kept throwing out negative stuff that they don't like, and then I start losing listeners, but I mean, I see, I don't want to piss everybody off that everybody leaves, you know, but I don't mind throwing something out there that might upset a few people. I don't want to upset everybody. But how can I put that? I mean, if there's something I strongly feel about, and it's something that goes against the grain, I'll throw it out there, whether I lose everybody or not. But I haven't found anything like that yet. So much. That's my take on it anyway. I don't know how anybody else sees that. I don't want to lose people, but I'm not going to stop putting negative stuff out there how I feel or something, just to if I don't upset anybody, you know. That makes sense?
Well, sure, but I mean, the thing is, it's always cool to be positive and stay positive, and even take a negative story and try to have a positive conversation about it. Whether or not you bring out positive attributes in the story, maybe there are none, but you can still have a positive discussion, meaning you can talk about your feelings and thoughts, I can talk about my feelings and thoughts, and then we can separate with the friendship still intact and maybe a little bit of understanding.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's lots of times I understand where somebody else is coming from that has a difference of opinion, but they're not going to change my opinion. And I'm not necessarily mad at them. I might be a little bit steamed, but I get over it real quick. But there are lots of times people say stuff that makes absolute total sense. It's like, all right, now that you explained it, I totally get it, but I'm still not on board. And when you say, I get it, but I'm not on board, that pisses people off, though. Because it's like, well, I said all this to get you on board, you know. It's like, well, I'm not, you know. And I don't know, is it insulting to say, dude, everything you're saying makes total rational, logical sense, comma, however, it's not for me. Does that, or I mean, would it just be better to argue?
Yeah, well, it's I don't know. It's that is a good point. It really is.
Now, I will say this. I can change my mind. And I don't change my mind because it's popular opinion, like a politician would do, or a really big YouTuber that we all know that changes his mind just for views. I've changed my mind because of stuff that I see around me. For example, Rick, there was a time last year I was telling you that I just think that one day we're going to lose this fight. We're going to fight, and we're going to fight, and we're going to fight, and all we're going to do is hold them off. But it might not be in our children's future, it might be in our grandchildren's, but we're going to lose this fight one day because of how overwhelming the opposition is and how the face of this country is just changing so much. But I'd say in the past 6 months, I've seen a lot of stuff happen that I did not expect to happen in favor of our rights. And even though we've still got an uphill battle, even though there's still anti-gun legislation pending, even though the NRA is in turmoil, even a lot of stuff, I've changed my opinion and said, I've seen things that have given me a more hopeful outlook. Obviously, we need work. That isn't, once again, it's the whole, oh man, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, well, then let's just sit down and do nothing. And then we fall further behind, and then it's doom and gloom. And I don't want doom and gloom all the time. I know doom and gloom gets people up off their butts sometimes, but I've seen some stuff, and it's changed my outlook from that statement that I made to you last year,
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I personally still believe that statement. I still think it is doom and gloom. I mean, not doom and gloom, that we are eventually going to lose. I mean, see, this is one of those topics you're talking about, David. It's going to piss people off, right?
Right. And I don't think the fight will ever go away. We're either going to lose or we're always going to fight. But we're never going to shall not be infringed to be the law of the land ever.
No, and I don't think everybody's going to roll over and say, "Okay, it ain't worth it." I think they'll be fighting right to the very end. Roosevelt gets his unfulfilled dream, and the guns are taken away from all Americans. I mean, what I'm saying is, take the 2016 election, right? I think what Trump got 60 million something votes, and Hillary got 63 million votes. So the popular vote, she won the popular vote. So there's more people, but I'm doing that to like the Second Amendment thing. So there's more people that don't like the Second Amendment than do. So if that keeps going, we're eventually going to lose. Or am I?
If they do, the thing is about the popular vote and Hillary Clinton getting more votes is all those votes came out of New York and California.
I know, but I understand that, and I think the way it's done with the electoral college is the way to go. But what I'm saying is about a number of people.
Right, but that's why we don't use the popular vote. Trump got 307 or 306 electoral college votes. He totally kicked Hillary in the teeth during the election. So those 3 million extra votes and her winning a popular vote is nothing. He won way more counties than she did.
Well, so what I'm saying is in gun rights, how's it going to work?
But that's what I'm saying. It doesn't correlate. You got 3 million people in California that don't give a crap about guns. What we got to do is get the other people in Idaho and Montana and Florida and South Dakota up off their butts into the voting booth.
Yeah. I mean, I think the only and Sean got it. I mean, to a certain degree, I think the only way we're going to win is through the courts. I really do. You know, because we're going any other way, we're going to keep getting beaten down because there's more. I honestly feel there's more anti-gunners in this country than there is pro-gunners. I know there's millions of guns out there, but I still believe there's more against guns than there is for guns.
And that's true to an extent because we just got to do more to get those that have never held or shot a gun before to the range and do so.
And see, I don't think we have to do that. That's definitely good, but I've been able to come across maybe 5 or 6 people in the past month, maybe 2 months, that don't own guns, don't care about guns, and couldn't tell you where the trigger is on a gun, but they're as pro Second Amendment as me. Because it's like Patriot talks about. It's not about the gun. It's about the freedom. It's about the principle. And if you allow the principle and the freedom of gun rights to be stripped away, of course, every other right's going to get stripped away too. So we can't just think that if you don't own a gun and you don't go shooting, then you hate guns, because that's totally not true. Yeah, I get it. The big picture is gun owner loves guns, loves Second Amendment. Non-gun owner hates guns, hates Second Amendment, but it's not even remotely close to true.
Yeah, you're right. There's a lot there on the fence.
Well, no, I'm not even talking about people on the fence. I'm talking about somebody who says that they'll never own a gun. They're not interested in owning a gun. They think guns are dumb because it's not their thing. But the right is what they care about. The right to do what you want to do is what they care about.
Yeah,
and that's been my big thing for a while, is whether I choose to exercise that right is my choice. Don't make my choice for me. But I always want that right to be there, because some people think that because I think the NFA is the last thing that we need to be trying to reverse, we need to take care of other things first. They think that I don't believe that anybody should have the right to an NFA item. Or they think because I don't conceal carry anymore that I don't believe in the right to conceal carry. Or there's other things that are just, and it's like people don't listen to what other people say. They listen to what they want to hear. Just because I'm not exercising that right, or just because I don't put a priority on that over something else, does not mean that I don't think everybody should have it, whether they use it or not. We should all have that right. What we do with it is what we do with it, not what somebody else tells you to do with it.
Unknown user and Sean Ponery. I'll read Sean Ponery's first because it's funny. He says, shoot, I just left the screen. He says, you know what the difference is between a gun and a liberal is? A gun only has one trigger. Bump. But unknown users makes a good point, and this is what I fear. He says, I guess he meant to say, it will not happen in our lifetimes, but gun rights will eventually be slowly stripped away from the population after many years of increasingly oppressive controls. The population will reclaim those rights either via revolt or election. That's what I see happen. 50 years from now, 100 years from now, who knows what it's going to be like, because one law passed here, one law passed there, one law passed there, and then as people just incrementally get used to being stepped on, they don't even notice it anymore. And then there eventually will be a group of people, hopefully, maybe, who knows, that'll stand up and say, this isn't what we were based on. This isn't how we were founded. This isn't what the human spirit is. Human spirit is not supposed to be held under subjection. And we're not going to take it anymore.
Well, that goes back to the topics we were talking about a couple of weeks ago. I forget who brought it up. Might have been Squib. With the whole, compromising. I mean, states that have, 10-round magazine laws now used to be normal 15, 17. So let's say, the more mass shootings and stuff we have as time goes on, the states that have 10-round mag limits, they'll go down to 5, and then before you know it'll be you're limited to 1 round, and you can only have like a bolt action rifle.
And you have to keep that round in your pocket.
Yep.
Yeah. 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 Sean keeps. I understand where he's coming from. That we should. Do something where somehow like the Bill of Rights is non-negotiable. They can't keep doing what they're doing to it. But hell, I don't know. It's.
Well, see, that's where there's certain rights that every single human being is born with that I think should not be able to and are completely untouchable. Then there's a whole bunch of laws and regulations that are written to be changed. We've got to really understand that not every single thing that's written is unchangeable. The Constitution is changeable. But when you put it back to the fact that I'm a human being, I'm born on this planet, and I've got the right to say whatever I want, wherever I want, however I want. You're not going to stop that. You're not going to take that away from me. Those are things that are unnegotiable. Defending myself against bad people and tyranny. That is things that should not be able to be negotiated with.
The problem is, it is.
Right, yeah.
I mean,
well, that's because
we're
we've
one of
allowed
the
it.
few countries left that allows that. I mean, most of Europe, your right to defend yourself is taken away from you.
Yep.
All right. What's funny also is right now we have the war in the Middle East, which isn't being covered as much. And what a lot of people don't realize is in the Middle East, once a boy, I believe he hits the age of 13, he's allowed to carry an AK-47 for protection. Because everyone says America's bad because you guys there's a gun behind every blade of there's a gun behind every blade of glass or grass. I promise I can talk. But
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Middle East; they're just as messed up, if not more, than we are.
Yeah, you're right. All right. Oh, Sean's really going off in the chat now. Yeah. I mean, really, Sean's right, though. He said the Bill of Rights aren't laws. They are inalienable rights.
Right. And that's what we believe, that every single human being, whether you're from Mozambique or from Michigan, is born with those rights given by God. And if you don't believe in God, that's fine. I believe in God. I believe God gives us our rights. But if you don't believe in God, then you can say just your basic humanity gives you those rights.
Yes. Yeah. And Sean's got another good point is the Constitution wouldn't have been ratified unless those Bill of Rights were written. That's how it got ratified, because those original 10, when the original 10 Bill of Rights was written, and that's what got the Constitution ratified. So I know, but it's maybe, as I said, I got to get out of this negative thing, but it seems to me that the country, especially the young kids, they think the country should take care of them. If we give all our power to the state, they will take care of us. To me, it's just being lazy, But hell, I don't know. I can go real negative, and I don't want to. Oh, there's the Patriot. I noticed the Patriot is gone. The blind shooter's here. That's the real Mad Murdoch is saying this. Yes, the Patriot is gone. Why don't the real Mad Murdoch join the panel? So. All right. Also, I'm going to tell you, I mean, Sean's been trying to get me to do it for ages. Well, all day yesterday. The 380, EZ is the pre-orders were, you could pre-order it as of yesterday. The Performance Center one. That's what I'm after. That's the one I want. And I want the one with the gold barrel and gold trigger. That's the one I'm looking for. And the manufactured price at the Smith & Wesson website is $502. So I will imagine it will be less than that at the retail store when it comes out. But that's the one I'm going to get. I'm going to get the Performance Center with the gold barrel so I can be a pimp.
You're going to have to get a fur hat, one of those gold chains and everything.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and because then with my carry permit, when it still hasn't shown up yet, but here in Indiana, with a carry permit, you can carry open. So I would have to get me a holster that holds the gun just as little as possible for everybody can see it, that I got my pimp gun.
You're going to have to pimp out your scooter next.
Yes. We were talking about that the other day too. I need to do that. All right. What you call it? I know what we can do now. Is the quiz for next week. Now, the funny thing is, I picked the question this morning, and I just got an email from one of our users, and he picked not the same question from the movie I chose, but we chose the same movie. So I might use his question next week. And I'll go stick with mine this week. I thought great minds think alike, So anyway, I got a patch. Here's a patch here that I got. Ooh, wrong way. There we go. I got a Gen 5 Glock sticker. I got a Clover Tech sticker, another Glock sticker. If you're into reloading, I roll my own. More stickers, business cards. I even got a Patriot in the Dark sticker I'm giving you. Bunch of business cards here. The Gaston, is that how you pronounce it? Sticker. Don't tread on me. And the best one of all is mine. That's in there too. Plus, thrown in this lanyard, some gun oil for you to try out, and a can holder for the Texas State Rifle Association. A lot of this came from Clover Tech. He sent me a bunch of stuff to give away, and that patch came from Allen Anchor. So people have sent me loads of stuff. I got loads of stuff here from hit the floor there. Ohio 45 gave me a whole bunch of stuff too. So I'm pretty good for stuff for a couple of months anyway. So that's the prize pack. Come on, get in there. All right. But the question here. Where is it? Okay, here you go. This is a mail-in quiz. So you email me at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. It's not answering the chat. It's a mail-in quiz. Have it in by lunchtime next Saturday. All right. The question is, how can I put this? Okay. In the movie, Gran Torino, when Clint Eastwood takes the kid into the barber shop, right? And the Martin the barber pulls a gun on the kid. to teach him a lesson. You know, I mean, because I don't know if you guys remember the movie. He goes, when you greet someone as an old Italian prick, you're liable to get your head blown off. So I want to know the make and model of gun that he had in his hands. So you guys got that? In the movie Gran Torino, when Clint Eastwood took the kid into the barber shop, what gun did Martin the barber have use? So there we go. That is the question. So you got to lunchtime next Saturday to get it to me for that grand prize of that swag stuff there. And I'll more likely have, and I got another couple of good questions on the same movie, which I'm going to use next week. So there we go.
That was a great movie, by the way.
It was a great movie. And I'm just going to throw this in the box for unknown user. So, because he's bound to win next week. So, send 2 prizes in 1 box. So, all right, let's move it on. Whatever happened to Squib? I think he made it over to his grandmother's house. He was taking her Mother's Day present over to her, so he must have made it. All right. Anything else, guys? Anything else anybody wants to talk about? Oh, got some mail. Is that a question to talk about? Oh, it's the answer to the quiz. Man, he's on the ball. There we go.
Was it unknown user?
No, it wasn't actually. It was Sean Connery answered the question already. So, I'm waiting for unknown user I'm waiting for his email. It'll be here. He normally mails the question in on the same day. So, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't mind the guys on the panel here entering because I don't tell them the answers. So, okay. All right. It's quieting down. It's slow. Is what's got a Minuteman show on today? G-Webs? Does anybody know?
He hasn't posted it yet, but he usually comes on around the 5 or 6 now.
Yeah. I know he normally comes on after me. So, does anybody else have anything they want to talk about? Because I can wind this up. Oh, I don't know if I told you guys. I got my little gas grill. I got my gas bottles from, the Coming gas bottles. Because my cousin gave me this little grill. I've been burger. I've had hamburgers 3 nights this week so far, and it's only I told you I can eat a hamburger every day. I just not good for me, but I can. But tonight I'm having hot dogs, and I'm using bread, so it's a hot dog sandwich. I'm gonna sort of like 1 slice of bread, put the hot dog in it, and roll the bread around it. I'm gonna put my relish and mustard on there. Maybe have some chopped onions to put on top.
Now, when you put a hot dog on a sandwich slice, do you put it on directly across, or do you put it on at an angle?
I put it directly across. I never thought about doing it at an angle. Yeah, I mean, you might get more, instead of having some of the hot dog hanging over the edge, you would cover up most of the hot dog, wouldn't you? Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. No, I normally just put it straight across. That's how I do it. Yep. Okay, I got another answer in. Oh man, I didn't even know he was in the chat. Raphael just entered. Yeah. So I didn't even know he was in the chat. So good to see you, Raph. So I don't know where he's hiding, but he's in there somewhere. All right. Anything else, guys? And we'll start wrapping it up. It's very quiet hopefully next week, Tony will be back. And so the show will at least last 2 hours because When he's back, he always has something to talk about. Because I believe his daughter comes back Sunday, tomorrow. So, Ohio 45 ACP is asking me what plans for your 100th show. Because I'm at 97 now. I don't know. I haven't thought about it, to be honest with you.
I think we already came to a consensus out in the YouTube chat that you're just going to send unknown user your 380 EZ for your 100th show.
Yeah. No, Sean's already pre-ordered his, so we can use his as the prize. You know. No, I wouldn't do that. I wish I could do something like that. Wish I had some big prize I could do. You know, I might come up with a super duper swag pack. You know, that has more patches in it and some more. You know, I've got gun oil here and other kind of goodies like that. I'm only do a super swag pack for that, unless I get some fantastic item in the mail that I can give away. You know?
What about Fat Cat? You can give away the Fat Cat.
Well, give away my fat cats?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, they are getting fat. That one, the one that you guys never see because he doesn't like being picked up. He's the one who's diabetic, and I had to increase when I took him to the vets, and it cost me $300. They told me to increase his insulin from, what was I giving, 7 milligrams to 10 milligrams twice a day, and it seems to have done the trick. He's filling out before, even though he looked big. You ran your hands on him, you could feel his bones. He was dropping to make him look big, but when you actually touched him, he was getting skinnier. That's what made me take him to the vet too. But now he's put weight back on. He's more lively, so he's going to live a couple of more years, I guess. You know, because I think he's about 14 now, I believe. So, unknown user said it's against the law to have a contest to win pussy. You know. Oh, John Brown Productions said, "Sorry, I'm late." Yes, you are, and it's gone very quiet. So I was just about ready to end it. So I said I'm going to have my hot dog sandwiches with relish, mustard, and I'm going to chop up some onion to sprinkle on top. You know, then you bite into it. The relish, the mustard, and the onions spill out all over your shirt. You know, because normally when I eat, my shirt always, you know, shows what I've had for dinner. But yeah, so I'll just throw I don't know. See, hot dogs, I can eat tons of hot dogs. I can't eat them every day like I can hamburgers, but I could eat 4 or 5 hot dogs in one sitting. If I cooked 4 or 5 hot dogs, that's how many I'll eat. So I gotta be careful not to cook that many, because I need to be losing weight, not gaining it. You know. So. Oh, Sean Pranu says I need to do a little 3-minute video called "Rick's Life as I Eat It," cook it the British way. Yeah. I mean, because I talk about, I don't know if anybody's listened to the lunchtime show, Mr. Knives chat, is they always always sign off and go have lunch. And I always normally make myself a sandwich, and they always ask me, what did I have for lunch? And I'll tell them, and I tell them how I made it. And they think I should film it, you know? Because, like, I'll make a ham and tomato sandwich, right? And this is what freaks them out is when I make one, I put butter on the bread. I have a light layer of butter on the slices of bread. I'll lay the ham down, put English mustard on there. If you guys haven't had Coleman's English mustard, you need to try it. I mean, it is, it's a hot mustard. It brings, if you put a lot on it, it brings tears to your eyes. You know, But I put the English mustard on there. Then I thinly sliced tomatoes. So you have 2 or 3 slices, depends how big tomato is. Thinly sliced tomatoes on there, salt and pepper, put the rest of it on there, and you're good to go. I mean, that's how I learned to eat them in England, you know. Then I'll make cheese. See, I do eat cheese. I'll make cheese and tomato or cheese and onion sandwiches. Same principle, butter the bread. And when I use cheese, I always use sharp cheddar. I love sharp cheddar cheese. And for those people who keep thinking I hate cheese, because I don't like it on my burgers, I made grilled cheese sandwiches the other night for dinner. You know? So, yeah, that's what I need to get back on. What I used to do and I still got some, but I stopped doing it. I used to use a protein shake instead of a meal. I would add that in there. I would either have the shake for breakfast or for lunch, you know. And now I've stopped doing it, so my weight loss has come to a crawl. So I need to get back into that too. Summer's coming. I need to pick me up a rich widow, you know, to take care of me. But I need to be slimmer and trim to do that, you know. That's what I was saying the other day. I need to find myself a rich widow who would take care of me and buy me guns.
Yeah, I'm slim and trim, and I've been looking for an old rich woman for a long time, and I haven't had any help yet. So when you meet her, see if she's got a sister.
All right, I will do. All right, guys, I'm gonna wind this up early because I've run out of topics. I didn't study that many, and wow, unknown user says he's lost 175 pounds so far. Wow, that's good.
Congratulations.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, good for you.
So I plan on. I've lost about 50-ish, but I said I've slowed up. I was doing great, but the last couple of months I've slowed up. I've cheated, basically. So it's not. Oh, Rich White says, Kingpin, your guns scare all the rich widows in Maryland. Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm looking for an old rich woman, because she'll die soon, and I won't have to get rid of my guns.
Just make sure, though, before she dies, that she leaves you everything in her will.
Oh yeah, believe me, she's got to be slightly senile too. That way, I can corrupt her will.
Yes. Oh, Raphael says, hi, Rick. I watched the show on Apple TV. There you go. See, I'm a star. See, I'm a superstar. And don't even know it. Oh. Okay. I want to say thank you for everybody for being here for this last hour and 10 minutes. Normally we'll go longer sometimes, but today isn't one of them. Oh, Diane showed up too. So I appreciate you all showing up, but I'm you know,
You see what Patriot just said?
yeah. I lost about 350 pounds, but the exes keep coming back. Yeah. Yeah. I keep losing weight, but then I open the fridge and I gain it back, you know? So, oh, well, I don't know why the Patriot didn't join us today. I guess he must have all his daughters and their friends there, I guess, you know? So I'm going to say, have a great day, guys, and I will see you on, have any of you got any questions that you want answered, or got any questions or topics that you want to talk about? Email me at rickslifeasiseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com, and I will incorporate them into one of my shows. If you want, if you got any questions for the quiz, you know, of course, if you send me a question, you can't answer that quiz because you already know the answer, you know. But if you got any of those to send me, I would appreciate it too. And if you like my show, give me the thumbs up. And If you haven't subscribed, do that as well. Because those thumbs up, they count towards the analytic stuff when YouTube does their stuff. I'm not big enough to do anything. YouTube is still screwing me around with my notifications. I don't get notified that anybody is doing anything anymore. And it's really damn annoying. You still having problems with it, David?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I can't ring bells. I've actually noticed that some of the thumbs up I give and some of the comments I leave, I'll go back and watch the video again, and my thumbs up will be gone and my comment will be gone.
Oh wow. Yeah, I think the Maryland state government's watching you guys.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah. No problem, John Brown Productions. He said, thanks for the package. Yeah, no problem. You guys won it fair and square, even though people think it's rigged. There's only a couple keep winning all the time. As Unknown User says, if you want to win, you got to enter. The odds are good on my show to win. So, all right, I'm out of here. So I want to say goodbye to you all. I will see you Wednesday, 7 p.m. for Rick's Life as I See It, Shooting with Disabilities. I will see you all then. All right.
Shall not be infringed.